The woke mob has had its stab at libraries and your right to read for a while. Mark Twain is banned, Dr. Seuss is banned. But now the right wing woke mob is taking its turn to wield the angry fist of government against your community library. This article is from the Coeur d'Alene Press a while back, but it's an ongoing issue with the outraged right-wing authoritarians focusing on porn in the library as their gateway to controlling what you read. The articles continue, and the group attacking your library is headed by, apparently, Mariana Cochran, who frequently makes public appearances at library trustee meetings and makes comments. But what about porn in the library? Anyone remember National Geographic? Back in the day, that's what preteens such as myself would leaf through. And it was worth suffering through months of reading about Antarctica or the Galapagos Islands to eventually hit native girl pay dirt. It's no wonder with all this filth in the library since the 1920s that we don't see society crawling with perverts and sex offenders. Oh, reap what you sow. On to Miss Cochran.
Fact. For 16 months, a citizen group has presented a wide array of public input, including testimony from a convicted child sex offender regarding porn's impact on him as a youth. Fact. Inarguably pornographic passages from CLN teen books were read to the board at last June and July's meetings. Anyone can view those meetings on CLN's YouTube channel. Just because you haven't read pornography in CLN's kids' books doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Are these people out to protect kids or just to enjoy reading porn out loud at a public meeting?
I can't wait to have your in my mouth. I am going to give you the job of your life, and then I want you inside of me. Holy The liquid slide of his into her sounded obscenely. His brushed against her.
Motioned Gina's underwear to the side and shoved 2 fingers into it. It was dry, so he slid his fingers in and out a few times over to get it.
Have these people not heard of the internet? This chart shows smartphone ownership by age 2021 versus 2015. 71% of 12-year-olds have a smartphone. That's instant access to the internet and its treasure trove of pornography. And according to this chart, 20% of mobile searches are for porn, as I'm sure everyone in the front pew knows. Are you worried about books in the library which kids actually read, a vital skill, or porn on the internet which requires, very slight reading skills? But think of the internet like a glass of water, and porn is like, poop.
It's like the library taking a glass of water with a piece of poop in it, then saying to the kids and their parents, there's only a piece of poop in it, so therefore it's still good to drink.
The data shows that everywhere obscene material is permitted, murder, rape, child molestation goes up exponentially.
This map shows where obscene material is permitted, or more specifically, where rights and freedoms are banned. By the way, many of these countries don't track murder, rape, and child molestation. In fact, the countries that allow for spousal rape, which make it legal, are pretty much the same group. But the issue really isn't about porn. These people masquerade as conservative Christians or Republicans, but they're really authoritarians. Take this testimony from the public hearing where nothing is said about rights. No, the focus is on community values. And this is a theme these authoritarians use to justify their control. Not rights, but using government power to force their personal values on you. Listen to this angry woman.
These men, along with their spouses, peers, and colleagues, have entrusted you with upholding the prevailing community standards, of reflecting the community's values with the content of material given to their children. They entrusted you to uphold truth, goodness, and beauty. So what are our community standards? What does our community value?
It doesn't matter. Government isn't in the business of setting values. My belief is that government exists to protect your rights, and importantly, the rights of others who may not agree with you or even hold the same values. It's a big question, and when it comes to splitting the baby, I'm going to go with rights over some angry woman's notion of values.
So essentially, other people's freedom to read interferes with my freedom to have life and liberty.
See? You don't have rights because her feelings trump your rights. This is absolutely right-wing wokeism.
These men want you to know that they will stand behind you in solidarity as you refuse to bow to the bullies who have cowed you into this precarious situations you find yourself.
Now, I'd take that as a threat. And let's talk about bullies. Who are the bullies here? Listen to how this woman deals with someone in the audience who disagrees with her.
Everybody listen to the racist, give him his moment.
Now watch her behavior become completely uncivil when her public comment time is over. Remember, this is the person who wants to dictate to you what you can read in a library.
Our community values life, not the insidious lie that our daughters and sons are
Thank you.
expendable, worth little more than how others can use them, leading to self-mutilation and suicidal ideologies, which
That
this
is
library
enough.
promotes to minors.
That's enough.
I have never spoken to this library before. I have like 4
It's time, no, no. Please stop. Please stop.
Which this library
Please
promotes to minors.
stop.
Our community values fathers, not the sick and
Hey,
perverse
enough.
fascination with
Enough.
concepts. This library promotes to minors. Our community values
She is
fathers,
cut off.
not the
She is.
divisive rhetoric of
Out.
bullies, which this library promotes
No.
to minors.
You really want her and her values using the angry fist of government to control you? As a parent, I wouldn't let my kids read anything I felt was inappropriate for them. And you know what? That is my decision as a parent. These right-wing authoritarians complain about the nanny state, but it's exactly what they want to create, to use government force to control what you read and to dictate how to raise your children. This is an anti-American abuse of power.
Fact. Any minor can check out any book from any section, including the adult section.
Well, of course they can, especially if they have a shitty parent. You see, most of these complaints deal with absentee parents who are disinvolved with their children, but who want government employees to act as parents, but not only parents, but guardians who promote that lazy parent's value. These are the same people who let their kids doubtless run unsupervised on their smartphones on the internet. I mean, look at this. Show me boobs. But seriously, the goal of these authoritarians is to ban books. Porn is just the camel's nose under the tent. Their goal is to ban any book that doesn't reflect their religion, their politics, and their specific and nebulous community values. These are book banners who really don't give a rip about kids because, let's face it, they're rotten parents.
We sometimes even celebrate the freedom to read banned books. And some of those trying to restrict and exclude books from public libraries might even say they're not trying to get the books actually banned. Since you can still, buy these books. It's not as if they've suddenly gotten publishing houses to stop printing them or anything. But isn't that just saying that you can only sidestep their specific control if you can afford to? That freedom to control what we should read should cost money. That if you're poor and can't afford to buy these books, that you have to submit to their authority and control?
Exactly. Authority and control, especially over those in society who are less fortunate. This is the way of the authoritarian. Here's my favorite public comment from the Community Library Network Board meeting. This woman is a true conservative, a true North Idahoan, and a good mother. Listen.
In North Idaho, we value freedom. Not only our First and Second Amendment rights, but also the freedom to raise our kids the way we choose. It seems like people move here and then attempt to restrict freedoms, not understanding that if you take it from some, it could be taken from all of us. And then there's plenty of books I would not want my children to read, but for me, it is for me to choose. I don't want the government or anyone else to choose for me.
Absolutely. Freedom is something these authoritarians despise. They have hijacked the local Republican Party and they masquerade as conservative, but they're not. Look at the chaos at North Idaho College. Look at them abuse power and spend public money. Look at the disdain and hatred for anyone who doesn't march lockstep with their ideological purity. And their desire is to hijack the local community library network, just as they've hijacked and destroyed North Idaho College. The Community Network Library trustee election is coming up in March, and they want their Banducci tyrants to take over and destroy another community asset. Don't believe these thugs who hide behind children and values. They'll only start by banning books. And as any historian can tell you, their next goal is pretty damn ugly.